Hello everyone, this is Varish here and welcome to Nutrition in Plants Day 4. In this video, we would be talking about photosynthesis part 2. It's going to be photosynthesis part 2. From our previous video, we have some idea about photosynthesis. We know that it's the process by which the plant makes food, and then the requirements are carbon dioxide, which is absorbed through stomata, water, which is absorbed by the roots and transported through the xylem vessels, the sunlight, which is absorbed by the chlorophyll, and the chlorophyll, which is present in the chloroplast, and some other minerals, the 16 to 17 important minerals that are absorbed from the soil. Now, the byproducts of photosynthesis are food, which is carbohydrate and oxygen. So the oxygen is actually a waste product of photosynthesis and it's removed out by stomata. And the food is stored in the plant. Now, the food is prepared by the leaf, as we know that, and the food is carbohydrate. For instant energy, it's used as sugar, and then the extra food is stored as starch. So starch is a complication of sugar, and that is stored in the plant, and that starch is what we eat as food. And the water transportation happens through xylem vessels, the food transportation happens through phloem vessels, and these are the vascular tissues. So I told you that we would be going into a little deep process of photosynthesis. Now if we see photosynthesis, it has two reactions, the light dependent reaction and the light independent reaction. The light dependent reaction, also called the light reaction, it requires light. The light independent reaction or the dark reaction does not require light. The light independent reaction or the dark reaction is also called the Calvin-Benson cycle because it was discovered by two scientists. Now, the light dependent reaction, it is dependent on light, it requires light, whereas the light independent reaction, it does not require light, it's independent. So the light and dark reaction or the light dependent and light independent reaction happen in the chloroplast. So we are not going to go into a really detailed explanation, but you will have an idea by the end of this video. So let's see the light dependent reaction first. So the water molecule is absorbed by the roots. So it's absorbed by the roots. Transportation happens through xylem vessels and through a process of osmosis where in the plant or in the leaf a low pressure region is created and the water flows from high pressure region to low pressure region. And then the sun provides energy for the water molecule to break. So the water molecule breaks because the water molecule, which is H2O2 atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen, it's a really difficult bond to break. The sun provides energy for it to break. Now if this water molecule is broken, it has atoms of oxygen and hydrogen. Now if this oxygen is actually a waste product, only this hydrogen is required over here. So this oxygen is removed out by stomata, and this oxygen is really important for us to break down the food the plant gives. It's actually a waste product for the plant. Now these hydrogen atoms which are there, they are carried by NADPH. Now what is NADPH? NADPH, it's an energy molecule just like the ATP, as I've told you in the previous videos. It's just another energy molecule, but one special feature about NADPH is that it carries the H, this last H molecule. It can carry and deposit the hydrogen molecule, so it's really useful. So to summarize, light dependent reaction or the light reaction, the water is absorbed, it's difficult to break, the light provides energy or the sun provides energy, it's broken, the oxygen is released out and the hydrogen is carried by the NADPH molecule. Now the dark reaction, the NADPH molecule which is there is carried, it drops the hydrogen and this hydrogen enters the dark reaction of the dark side. So CO2 is absorbed. Now we know that carbohydrate has carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So the carbon and oxygen are taken from the carbon dioxide and the hydrogen is taken from the NADPH molecule to form carbohydrate. So oxygen and carbohydrates both are formed. So to summarize everything, Here, the H2O is absorbed. It is difficult to break, so the sun provides energy for it to break. Now, this H2O is broken, and from that, oxygen molecule is given as a waste product. Now, this hydrogen molecule which is there, it's carried by the NADP. So, over here you can see a small plus symbol. That means, so you can carry and deposit hydrogen molecule, and that happens through NADPH. Now, it carries the hydrogen molecule, and over here the carbon dioxide is absorbed, as you see, and this dark reaction is also called the Calvin cycle or the Calvin-Benson cycle. And then this hydrogen and the carbon and oxygen form carbohydrate, which is food. So this is the light reaction and the dark reaction. So water is taken, it's broken, oxygen is released, hydrogen is carried by NADPH, that's the light reaction, and then the hydrogen which is taken by NADPH enters the dark side, carbon dioxide is taken, carbon and oxygen are taken from the carbon dioxide, and hydrogen is taken from the H2O or the NADPH. NADPH carries the hydrogen molecule, so this H is taken, so COH, the carbohydrate is formed, and then this is the carbohydrate is formed. This is just the basic I'm telling you guys. So I'm not going into exact atomic number and all, but this is just the basic. And if you see a glucose molecule too, it would be C6H12O6. So it has carbon 6 atoms, hydrogen 12 atoms, and oxygen 6 atoms. So this proves that carbohydrates are made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Now here everything is present: carbon and oxygen from the carbon dioxide molecule, and hydrogen which is transported by NADPH to make this carbohydrate. Now, why is photosynthesis important? Photosynthesis is important because it produces food for us. It produces oxygen for us. Actually, oxygen is the waste product, but it's produced, and it maintains a balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide. So, I guess it was a good explanation to you guys about light reaction and dark reaction. This was just a basic about it. So this is photosynthesis part 2. We'll continue the chapter of nutrition in plants in our next video. Until then, bye bye.